Yo, this is Simple Mocha, and right now I just finished watching the How Much Money Do You Have Saved Up, and it brought me back to this video, and there's some points here that Alvin Preach make that I really liked, and I kind of want to go over them and just watch them.
Today's topic, Kim Kardashian made some comments and it went viral and people felt some type of way.
My advice for women in business is you just have to do what you're actually passionate about, because if you don't have passion in it, it's not easy, regardless of how it looks.
I thought Courtney was going to say some shit like, ride the coattails of your successful sister, an NBA player, and get a baby by him. Get a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire. No, she's a millionaire.
She's a millionaire.
They're on the way to billions. I like how all these sisters act like they did some shit when, like, no, you just came out the right pussy. Some of y'all did none of the work.
I think people see things with instant gratification because of social media, that they think it just comes easy to people. It doesn't, especially if you want something long term.
I have the best advice for women in business. Get your fucking ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days.
That's so true.
You have to surround yourself with people that want to work. Have a good work environment where everyone loves what they do, because you have one life. No toxic work environments, and show up and do the work.
If you're the smartest person in that room, you gotta go to another room. Like, you don't, I want to be around really successful people, because that's gonna drive me to be successful.
All these, like, fucking self-help quotes.
Yeah, so that's one of the points. Like, obviously, like, it was so detached from reality because they get to set up their environment. They get to set up the way they get to choose when they go to work, when they don't. It's a whole different ballgame from what your average person does. And for the average person, one of the things we don't have, or one of the things that me personally I never knew, is it's not like the resume and stuff. It's the connections that you know that can really help you out in the long terms. And this is what Apple gets into.
One of the most famous lawyer families in the world. Ain't that the man who defended OJ?
Yeah, it was part of the team.
You come from, like, living in Beverly Hills to having connections. Like, here's one thing that folks don't admit. When you come out of university, the most important part is not even the degree. It's the connections that you make. Right? Because from that, you're able to garner more opportunities. So if your parents are boosters at the university, you're far more likely to get in the university and stay inside because they donate so much money. Those kind of connections help you out throughout life. When you want to apply for a job, you think your resume is the most important thing? Of course not. Who you know at the company is going to be the biggest determining factor of whether or not you get in or not. I know people who are shit for brains, bad resume. They know the right people, they can get into anywhere. That's a fact of life.
Yep. And it is true. Like, and I feel like the employers are more comfortable when, oh, I know that guy, and I can bring him in much better than someone who's actually qualified, who's actually worked hard, and and you just don't feel sure about that person. You don't know if they're gonna flake or something. It's this whole thing that goes into the whole mental state of that. Another thing that I've been point out is the financial education is very key too, like in how to maintain money and how to, keep the income at a high rate.
Here's another thing that I learned now that I've made a bit of money. The knowledge you learn from others who actually have had money is super important. But I didn't know that because I was financially illiterate. The only lesson my mom gave me is save your money, which already a great lesson. And thankfully it saved me a lot. But then I had to learn about
I suck. I am the worst at saving money, but it's something that I need to practice on, and just because it sucks when you're broke. It truly does. When you don't have the right money for something or for bills and you have to overdraft, it's the worst.
Tax-free savings account. I had to learn about dividends. I had to learn about incorporating. I had to learn about the tax brackets. I had to learn about tax brackets for corporations versus individuals. All these little money things that make a huge difference, not only in making more money, but in maintaining your wealth.
Yeah.
But guess what? Most people don't grow up in those environments. They don't even know this information exists. That's the thing out there.
Yeah.
When your dad tells you, yo, listen, I know you don't know what you're doing, but you made a lot of money at 18. Let me help you out with your investment strategies. I know this shit. I've been managing. That is big difference than an 18-year-old who grows up from rags to riches and then is broke once 3 years after he's out of the league. Why do you think so many of these athletes lose all their money?
Because they don't know.
They have nobody around them to coach them, a lot of vultures around them, and their parents and their family have never had money, so they just know how to spend it.
Yeah, and then they focus on the thing that got them the money, which is basketball or whatever, and they never focus on like financial studies. It sucks because like you would wish that the managers or the people around you would be like, hey, bro, so you're making a lot of money, but here, let me give you this advice, or let me throw this at you so you can keep this amount of money.
We have to stop this whole binary, all right? Everyone thinks that they've got their red pill, they've got their truth, and their truth is absolute. Hard work, you're gonna get there. That's not true. You need a combination of different things. I remember back in the day they used to say this: don't sleep until you're successful. So motherfuckers were pulling all-nighters all the time, not realizing they're shortening their lifespan, reducing their work abilities, right? Some of the worst hard work advice I ever heard.
Not even that. They're reducing their lifespan, and they're cutting themselves from their families.
Yes. I mean, that's a personal thing, but I'm just talking about from a work standpoint.
Yeah, but then after that, they realize that they don't have the support system to even do the work that they were able to do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's from the personal standpoint, but it does affect your work.
Agreed. So when she sits there and she's talking about like, just work hard and it's that easy, it's like, that's such a tone deaf thing to say. There's people who are working hard at their jobs every single day and they will never see any upward mobility, either because the financial strain and the responsibilities financially that they have with the multiple kids and all this stuff is so big that they don't have time to be
Kim
flexible.
K was able to go to law school. But she had nannies. Exactly. Things that you will never have access to.
Yeah.
Nannies.
That financial privilege.
You're living paycheck to paycheck?
Yo,
c'est
not it's not the same thing. So the thing is, with rich people like that, people that are born rich and rich people like that, you know what? I'm going to include myself. People that make a little bit of money, not even rich. Just people that, the minute you make a little bit of money, the minute you start to be a little bit disconnected.
A little.
I include myself in that. Yep. And I was having this conversation with one of my friends, and he was saying that, I've been having money for like the past 4 years now that I'm making money, and I'm a bit disconnected. And I was like, you're right, you are. I'm disconnected too. People are talking shit about the gas prices, and I was like, stop talking about the gas. Oh yeah. Yo, it's not a problem for me, but it's there. It's outrageous. The gas prices are outrageous out there. It's crazy. When you have a family and shit like that and people are thinking about selling their cars just because they can't, because the gas payment is bigger than the insurance and the car payment. Yeah, it is a real problem. And that's a problem. And
It is. It's a huge problem, and especially right now. The gas prices are sky high. I think I've been hearing that there's a recession coming, so the food prices are going to be sky high. And what they don't understand, like the people that have wealth, they don't have to worry about that. They're fine. They don't have to think twice about it. They just be like, oh, okay, well, it's a little high, but I got it, or whatever. Average folks, they don't have it. They don't have that luxury. They have to budget twice as hard just to survive the month and pay the bills and the rent. And it's horrible. It sucks. And that's what frustrates me when I hear rich people speak sometimes. And it just, Last point that Avalon Breach made was around right here. Yeah. This is here.
Maybe it's just a living wage where you're able to take care of your family, put some savings, go on a trip or two a year. That could be success for a lot of people, right? It doesn't have to look like a billionaire. Success can vary from person to person. That's true. I think it's encouraging to know, like, with a certain level of work ethic and thinking intelligently, you can create that environment for yourself in a reasonable sense. But like, I'm confused sometimes because I feel like everybody think they're going to be a millionaire or something like that. And it's like, bro, it's not going to happen. I didn't even think I would get to a point where I'm even close to that kind of money. I didn't even think that would ever happen. I was going to be fine with just like, yo, listen, let me just make a teacher salary doing state if I would have been happy. we also have to stop glamorizing this entrepreneur 6-7 figure lifestyle because it's not feasible for
I
most
just
people.
wanted to pay my bills.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Ain't that true?
I just wanted to pay my bills.
Neither of us thought we'd get here.
No, not with that. I just did it because it was fun.
There you go.
And the result was fun. The comments and shit like that.
But you were stressed. How stressed were you about money?
You know, I told you.
Yeah.
We had that whole conversation.
Yeah, there's even points where you're like, I don't know, I'm gonna have to do other shit. And I'm like, well, man, you figure out what you got to do.
Yeah.
So it's not easy.
No,
and
it's
you
not.
didn't have no kids. You know what I'm saying? You had a girl that was supporting you financially.
Yeah.
Not everybody has your circumstances.
No,
and
I know.
let's say if you were a single dad,
Fucked.
do I think we'd probably be doing this today?
We probably would, but we found a way. Like the kid would be right there. You can't bring your kid here. Okay, well you're gonna have to wait outside.
But yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do, bro.
I feel it. Yeah, man. Like success is also one of the for me, success is finally being able to reach like more than $5,000 or something stupid like that. You know, like my thought of success right now is very small. Like I just want to be able to feel a little more comfortable when I go around, when I'm out and about, and not feel like I'm broke all the time. That's my point of success. I don't have to be the millionaire. I don't have to be the 100,000. I just want to be okay. Like that's success to me. And man, like, yeah, great points by Abin Preach. And then the financial education is a very high point for me now that I want to like start getting more interested in. And yeah, thanks again, Abin Preach.